Are you thinking about making a move? Are you thinking about making a move to North Dallas? Is North Dallas on the short list? Well, you're in luck because I'm about to break down the top 5 reasons why you need to move to North Dallas. Let's go. What's up, YouTube family? It's your boy Jono here with Selling North Dallas. I have lived in Dallas since 1998 and in Prosper since 2009. So I wanted to break down the top 5 reasons why, if you're not living here, you need to live here. And what better place to start with the top 5 than number 5? Now, give me a little bit of grace here, but it's an affluent area. The folks that live out here are well off, or they at least pretend on Facebook like they're well off. If you look at the median household income in Dallas, it's $32,361. You can Google that. The median income in Collin County, $48,233. Now, these are 2020 numbers. But what do people with money like? They like nice stuff. They want to take care of their stuff. And you really see that in the neighborhoods. Like, just drive around North Dallas relative to, say, South Dallas. And again, I ask for some grace. So if you ask for something, you are immediately granted it with no fear of retribution. I'm not picking on South Dallas, right? But there are pockets in the city, you know what I'm talking about, where you wouldn't want to drive around after dark, much less in the daytime. And when you drive around the streets, the city streets of these smaller suburban communities in North Dallas, it's usually pretty evident that there's a high pride of ownership. People take care of their stuff. I mean, if you think about it, there's a certain image that people are trying to portray on the North End, a more professional. Is that even fair to say, more professional? I'm just going to say it. And if you don't like it, then you can crucify me in the comment section. Okay, so number 4 reason, it's small. As someone that grew up in small towns, it's kind of nice running into people that you know, having that sense of community. Now, if you've always been in a small town, it's no big deal, but living in the city, for a while, you start to get desensitized to it, and you're used to going out in public and not seeing anybody that you know. For example, this last Sunday, dropped the family off after church, went out to get some takeout. I ran into 3 different families that I knew. And ironically, these 3 families, we all used to work out at the same gym in Frisco, just to the south of us. Well, now we're in Prosper. You know, it's kind of like old home week, playing catch up there while you're waiting on your food at the to-go line. Okay, number 3, it's safe. My kid came home last night and said, hey, I'm gonna go walk the dog. 9:30 at night, well after dark, and she's gonna go walk the dog. We went and walked the dog, right? You can actually go out in these neighborhoods after dark and you don't have to worry about the boogeyman jumping out. Now, here's my disclaimer. If you're looking for trouble, you can find it. You know, situational awareness, keep your head on a swivel, all those things apply. There's parts of the city that I won't go in the daytime, much less after dark. It's safe up here. You can do those types of things. You can walk to the grocery store if you want to. You're probably gonna get eaten by a bobcat over somebody doing something to you, right? Safety. There's a lot of families out here, and what do families want? They want to be safe. They want their loved ones safe. They want to be able to say, yeah, sure, kid, go walk the dog. Before we get to the top 2 reasons, if you want to stay up to date on all the cool shit happening here in North Dallas, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. All right, number 2, are you ready? The schools. Now, as a parent of a kid who grew up K through 12 in Prosper schools, I thought who better to talk to than our very own Andy Haven, who also went to school at PHS. And let's get her take on it.
Yeah, so going off my experience, I felt that the town, it was just a little bit more like close-knit. Football games were a whole community thing. Sports were a big thing, bands, stuff like that. Everything just was a little bit more elevated in Prosper coming from Frisco ISD. So I think I enjoyed the community. I enjoyed everything kind of being just a little bit more improved than other schools that I had seen.
Now, when you graduated from PHS, do you remember how big the school was? Like, was it 3A, 4A, 5A?
We were 5A when I graduated. I graduated with 650 kids in my grade. So it was still pretty small. We were only one high school at that point, still didn't have Rock Hill. And then I know within 3 years, Rock Hill opened after I graduated, I believe, for 2 years. And the class size just skyrocketed right after that. So it was crazy. It was a really good experience though. I grew up with those kids from 5th grade all the way through high school, went to the same school all the way through. So we were really close. I'm still really close with all my high school friends.
Now, what about for parents that have kids that aren't going to participate in sports? What about just the school itself, interactions with the teachers? What can you say about those elements?
Whenever I was there, the class size was awesome. I think there was like 32 students per class with a teacher. I became really close to my teachers. The teachers in the high school are really personable. I was able to go in there after lunch or before my off periods, hang out with teachers. I think in such a small community, like I knew all of their kids that I went to high school with. So I was able to go in there and be like, oh my gosh, saw your daughter earlier in the hallway. So it's just kind of, like I said, more of a community. It's still small, even though we have 2 high schools. Everybody who's a teacher still has kids that go through the schools. So I just think it makes it more of a personalized experience, if that makes sense.
Well, thanks for spending a little time with us this morning.
Yeah, of course. It was fun. Thank you for having me.
You bet. We'll see you later. Isn't she great? All right, here we go. The number one reason, the people. Of course, I was going to say the people. If you spend any time on this channel at all, you know I'm a people guy. The people here are just nice. It is just expected that you are polite. In fact, it's the herd mentality. It is normal to be polite, to have manners. You are expected to have that. So if you're a jerk, you stick out like a sore thumb, and by and large, people don't want to upset the herd. It's even a survival instinct to be a tough guy.
Oh my God, son, what the hell are you doing?
364 more days till next year's hockey tryouts. I gotta toughen up. Yeah!
Right? You look at somebody wrong, they're like, hey, what are you looking at? Whereas up here, you're looking at somebody and they're looking at you. Like this happened to me at church. I'm staring at this guy and he walks over to me and I said, where do I know your face from? Come to find out, we used to work out together at the same gym that I mentioned earlier, but we hadn't seen each other in probably 10 years. People are just nice. It's expected to be nice, and it's kind of normal to hold the door open for someone or have them hold the door open for you, right? So if you like that sort of thing, good. You should like that sort of thing. Manners are expected. You should be, love your neighbor. Dadgummit, love your neighbor. All right, if you're a local here, do you agree with what I'm saying, or does North Dallas just have me completely blown? Let me know in the comments. Feel free to tear me up. If you're gonna hang around, check this video out. I think you'll appreciate it as well. We'll see you later.